Good day everyone. Welcome back to Polka Dot House. Today I will share understanding the design and the three W's and FSC. What is the three W's? This is who, what, and when. And what is FSC? This is finishing, stitching, and cutting. Let us start with who. Let's concentrate in this design. Who, so obviously this is a baby dress. For that, we need to understand in the who, once we are talking to the designer, like is it 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, and so on and so forth. Alright, concentrating in this design, we will go to what exactly the designer wants to be the outcome of his design. Always talk to the designer, ask, discuss everything. What's the material needed? Is there a petticoat? If yes, then we need to line the dress. So upon asking the designer, so let's say, okay, Mr. Designer, what age is this? Make for me a 5 to 6 year old girl. You can get the basic of this in Google. Then there goes when. When is the due date? Here lies the delivery date. How many is the working hours for cutting? Cutting pattern, of course, stitching, and finishing. From then, you can figure out, can you deliver this on time? After the three W's, we will go to FSC. So again, what is FSC? FSC is the method I am using when I am cutting a dress. Usually, if I see a design like this, the first thing in my mind is, how is the finishing? How is the stitching? And then the pattern cutting. So this is FSC, which is finishing, stitching, and cutting. This will be the cutting stage. Once we saw the design, first that we need to think is the finishing. How do I finish this dress? Example, the sleeve like this, it's pop. It should be lined. The lining inside should be flat. It's a basic sleeve pattern. You can see this piping, alright? And this, we cannot put elastic. So this is, obviously it's flat. It's not elastic. So also when we go to the body, we will think, oh, yeah, this should be lined. Because if this is not lined, where will I attach A-line lining underneath? Let me use this one. Okay, this is lined. We have an underneath lining, which is smaller from the top. And then here we can attach a gibbon or the petticoat only even half. Yeah, so this petticoat will push the top. That's why we need to think first on the finishing. So we can figure out how we will do the pattern. After that, once we figure out the finishing, we need to think also how will the stitcher execute the stitching. Let's say that the girl tried the dress and this is too long, and if this is too loose, then we need to figure out in the stitching stage the technique of stitching of easy alteration. And lastly, the cutting stage. You need to prepare the top pattern, the sleeve, the pock, and the basic sleeve underneath, the bodice, and the lining under. The top skirt. You need to discuss with the designer if he wants this to be A-line or he wants this to be gather. And of course, as I said before, the A-line base of this skirt wherein we will attach the petticoat. So that is the 3 W's and the FSC technique in understanding the design. We understood already the finishing, the stitching, the pattern cutting, and everything that we need to ask the designer. Example, the designer give you this material, and this material. From this material, in the what, in the 3 W's, in the what, okay, you will discuss this to the designer. This green, where do you want to use this? Okay, the designer said, okay, put that in the skirt. So, this is green, right? What about this? The purple used in the bodice, right? What about the green? Oh, the body as well. Well, we can make this also green, but let's make purple. Let's make also this one purple, so the bodice is purple. And then this green, you can use in belt, okay? This one is, we can put this one blue-green. In the belt, we can put this green, and all the piping in the neckline and in the sleeve is green. Now, another thing is, in understanding the design, let's say the designer said, okay, I want the dress A-line, but I want the stripe. It needs to be parallel from the waist to... You need to think about it. If you cut this one in A-line, in this design, obviously the side will become biased. It will go like that, right? Obviously it becomes like that. This side, easy for you to understand. Let's do it like this. Imagine this is the waistline, right? Designer said, okay, just make it A-line, but make sure this is straight, okay? So if this is straight and we cut an A-line, the side obviously become like this, right? So yes, this is A-line. What about those? So obviously, the side will become like this. Let's use this one so you can see. The side will become like this, right? So straight there, then become like this. Nice also, but you need to make sure those need to be matched in the back here. But the designer is keep insisting, no, I want even the side to be straight. Then, understanding the design, what will you do as a cutter? Obviously, you will discuss with the designer. If that's so, then we need to gather this. The skirt should be like that. If he really wants to create this one like straight, so like that. So understanding the design, again, the side will become like this. Okay? There is gather there. So the side will become also like that. Okay? So I hope you learned something today. In my next video, I will show you the execution and outcome of this design. Easily more understand what I am talking about, understanding the design. Thank you very much. Share, like, and subscribe. Thank you.